We're going to start our practice here in table pose, so we can just start to move the spine a little bit in cat-cow, Vidyalasana, and connect with the breath so we can take the breath through the practice with us. So we're going to start on an inhale, sending the chest forward and lifting the tailbone up, slide the shoulder blades down the back of the body. As you exhale, round the spine, drop the head towards the floor, sending the energy of your body through to the ceiling and then coming out again on the inhale, all the way back through to that extension. Exhaling to cat. Inhaling to send the chest through. Working at your own pace, with your own breath lengths. Creating a lovely waving action in the spine. Make sure that every finger is glued to the mat and the thumbs are pressed down. Two more. At the end of this inhale, tuck your toes under. Exhaling, send your hips up and back to downward dog. Sending the heels into the floor, press the palms into the mat. And we'll start to pedal the feet, bend one knee, send the other heel into the ground and just keep slowly walking from side to side, finding some space through the back of each leg. Stretching the calves, backs of the knees and hamstrings. Also looking to find some space in the armpits. Remain steady and smooth with your breath. Two more breaths. When you're ready to take your next inhale, we're going to launch that right leg up to a three-legged dog. Inhale. As you exhale, bend that knee and kick your heel towards your left shoulder. So we're trying to open up through that hip, send the knee up towards the ceiling, find some space, inhale and exhale. And then when you're ready to take your next inhale, we're going to launch that knee through and underneath you, foot comes to the top of the mat to take you into a high lunge. Hands are going either side of the front foot. Finding now the space in the left hip, shoulders back. Breathe it through. Find your balance, and on an inhale, we're going to take the arms up to a lunging warrior one. And you can stay here if you like, or you can throw in a little bit more power by dropping that knee down to the floor. Inhale, exhale. Come back up. Two more. From here, on an exhale, we're going to take the arms down either side of the front foot. Just start jumping in that back foot, so that we can come up to a standing front split. But for this one, we're going to keep the pelvis square to the end of the mat. So we're squeezing the bottom, trying to lift the leg high, but without rotating the pelvis. Tuck the head in towards your knee and lengthen, breathe it through. On your next exhale, we're going to drop this foot down slightly wider than it was before and turn forward. Straightening this right leg to come into a bowing warrior or humble warrior. Tuck your forehead in towards your knee. If you'd like to, you can soften the knee and straighten it. Inhale to soften it off. Exhale, lengthening backwards. Try and send the energy of your hip behind you. Or you can just hold. On your next inhale, we're going to launch forwards to standing front splits again, but this time the leg is going to come up and we'll open the hip. So it's going out to the side and lifting a lot higher. Hold it here. We're now dropping that leg down behind us. Bend the right knee. So you're coming down, this one is bending. We'll take that down on an exhale. So we can then inhale to sweep the left arm forwards, up and past your ear. Landing in warrior two. So once you're in, make sure that this knee is traveling towards the little toe side. This foot has the toes pointing towards the top corner of the mat. And you have power in your arms. Inhaling, turn the palm up, and as you exhale, opening up through the side of the body, sun warrior, holding it and breathing it through. On your next inhale, take that arm forwards, rotate around on your back foot so that you can come back into your lunge. Exhale, downward dog for 2 breaths. Let's take it down to pose of a child for a moment. Knees go towards the edges of the mat, toes together. We'll relax the elbows down and rest your forehead. When you're ready to take your next inhale, come back up to all fours. Send the chest forward, tuck the toes, so that you can exhale, hips back to downward dog. We can still pedal the feet whilst we're here, slowly squeezing the heels into the mat, straightening one leg, smoothing out the breath. When you're ready to take your next inhale, we're launching the left leg up for a 3-legged dog. And as you're exhaling, we're bending the knee, kicking the heel towards the right shoulder for a hip opener. We're going to hold it here for one more inhale, exhale. And then launch this foot through to the top of the mat on an inhale. So we land again in a lunge. So now we're looking for space in the right hip, shoulders back, breathe it through. Find your balance, and on an inhale we're coming up to a lunging warrior one. You can stay here or inhale, just tap the knee down. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling, hands are coming down either side of the front foot. And we're kicking that up now to standing front splits with the pelvis square to the mat. Focus your attention on your breath. Lengthen each leg. Drop that back leg down, taking it slightly wider than the position it was in before. Straighten your left leg and tuck your head in towards your forehead. Bow and warrior. Exhale, folding down. If you'd like to, you can bend and straighten the leg. Or you can just hold it there. Inhaling, we're coming through to standing front splits once again, but now we're opening the hip, so reaching that leg up as high as you can, stretch and lengthen through the knees. Inhale, as you exhale, we're dropping this foot down, bending the left knee. Keep it bent as you inhale, sweep the right arm forwards, up and round, and we land in warrior two. Powerful legs, powerful arms, powerful breath. Inhaling, palm goes up, exhale, sun warrior. Inhaling, take it back round to your lunge. Exhale, transition back to downward dog. 2 breaths in your downward dog. And then take the knees wide, big toes together, settle back into pose of a child, relax the elbows down. On your next inhale, roll yourself up to sitting and take your knees a little bit closer together. We're coming up to kneeling and the hands are going into the lower back. When you're ready to take your next inhale again, lengthen. Exhale, open the shoulders. And then on an inhale, we're going backwards into a back bend. Send the hips forwards, inhale. Exhale to come back up. Inhaling once again. Squeeze the bottom, hips forward. Exhale. One more here. And exhale. Hands go back down to the mat. Inhaling, chest comes forward, tuck the toes. Exhale, downward dog. Just walk the hands in a little bit. So yeah, just a touch closer to your feet than they were. And then on an inhale, we're going to take the right hand to the outside of the left ankle, turn, look underneath your left armpit, holding for 4 breaths. Once you've finished your 4 breaths, make your transition here on an inhale, and then get yourself under that arm. Exhaling, settle in for your 4 breaths. Hands are coming back out, inhale. I'm going to walk to a plank. Hold yourself strong here. Lengthen the neck, lengthen the legs, lengthen the arms. When you're ready to take your next inhale, drop the knees out and put the toes together as if you're going to sit back into pose of a child, but we're going to leave the hands put. Okay? Then when you're ready to take your next inhale, we're launching the hips forward, lifting up the feet, coming onto the knees, shoulders down, chest up. Exhaling, sitting back, inhaling, plank. Exhale, sitting back, inhale, hips and chest. Exhale, Sitting back, inhale to plank. And we're going to keep going round 2 more times. Inhaling. Exhale, sit back. Inhale to plank. And 1 more. Inhale to plank, and then exhaling to downward dog. 2 breaths here. Next inhale, we're going to launch the right leg up for 3-legged dog. Inhaling. As you exhale, lower your chest down towards the floor, keeping that leg lifted until you inhale to cobra. Exhaling, take it back to downward dog. Inhale and exhale whilst you're here. Other side. Left leg lifts. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling and exhaling to downward dog. Breathe it through. And then take the knees down together, flatten the feet. We're going to take the hands by the feet and then relax the head down here. The next inhale again takes you back to table pose. Chest forward, toes under. Exhale, downward dog. We'll just take 1 breath around here. Once again, we launch the right leg up, inhale. As you exhale, hip opener, so send the heel towards your left shoulder, and then on an inhale, the knees coming through to the top of the mat, so that we can land in pigeon. Give yourself a few breaths here to find the center point in your pelvis. Just make sure that that foot behind you is in line, shoulders down. Softening into that hip. And if you're comfortable, you can come down, either stretching the arms out or just resting your forehead on your hands. We're going to come out of it breathing in, then bend the back knee. You can grab onto that foot with your hand, or if you're feeling flexible, you can loop it with your elbow. Draw the heel in towards your bottom, lift up through the chest, and look forward. For a little bit more of a challenge, you can try and take the hand away. Inhaling, we're unraveling. Exhale, downward dog. One more, inhale, exhale. And we repeat on the other side. Inhaling, left leg up. Exhale, hip opener. Hold it for another inhale, exhale. Inhaling, the knee comes through to the top of the mat. And you're staying lifted whilst we settle into that space in the center of the pelvis, shoulders down. Once you're settled, you can stretch it out. We're coming up on the inhale. And then exhaling, reaching around for that back foot, looping with either your hand or your elbow. Finding the space in the front of the thigh, front of the hip, breathe it through. And for that last challenge, you can try and take the hand away. Inhaling, unravel, exhale, downward dog for 2 breaths. And then for one last time, we're coming down into pose of a child. So we'll take the knees wide once again, toes together. And for complete release, one hand on top of the other. Rest the forehead down and relax your breath.